And oh, that came in quick. That came in quick. And hello, welcome. Hello and welcome. Hey everybody, how's it going? How you doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're feeling it. I hope you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So take a sip. Welcome, Speedrun Learning Curve, week 21. Actually, it's not week 21, it's Amy week 21. There were a couple weeks where we didn't do Amy. You're sounding a little too sexy, radio announcer there. Yeah, I finally got the, let's attenuate that just a little bit. I finally got the compressors set up again. So yeah. I'm feeling it. News-ish for tonight. Things that we got to talk about with Speedrun Learning Curve. Okay, so Starwin has managed to cut even more time off, and Vex has, as of this evening, managed to then surpass Starwin again. So I need to add that back. I need to add text. What are we going to do? We're going to go world record. World record, and that's going to be Vexel with what was your time, Vex? What was your time? I'm going to scroll up and see if I can see it. It's not on the leaderboard yet, so it's not official. 1 second. It's official enough. It's official enough for where'd the time go? Where did the time? I know I saw it. It was 39 something. It was 39 something. Oh, I can't see it in here. I can't see it. It was 39 minutes and a handful of seconds. 39:15, 39:15, 39:15, 39:15. There we go. And oh, I need to actually have that say world record. And there we go. Also, I should put my PB up, but I can't remember what my PB is. What was my PB? What was my personal best last week? I lost it all. I lost everything. So I needed to do a complete system rebuild on Sunday. For those of you who weren't here on Monday to hear the whole story, I had to do a complete system rebuild on Sunday in order to fix the problem. With the with my computer hard locking every couple hours or so, usually about 20 minutes into stream. Usually about 20 minutes into stream, it would just hard lock. So I decided to fix that. What was a personal best? It was 44. It was like 44:18, 44:22. I think it was 44:18. I think. I don't remember anymore. I've forgotten everything. 44:18. 44:18. It was 18. Yes, I went back and it was 18 because I went back and I looked at it and it was yeah. It's kind of all over the place. Let me shrink that window and get that. So one of the things that Starwin has been trying out, Starwin's been trying out on 360, which was a thing that so I have a 360, and I've been considering for months now, like, excuse me, maybe we'll give it a try. We'll try it on the 360. We'll see how that goes. And then I never did, because in order to get my 360 hooked back up to the internet, it would involve updating it, and I just don't want to, because I have like the old dashboard and not the new crappy dashboard. Though we're talking about the 360, so when I say new crappy dashboard, I actually mean like a 6-year-old dashboard or whatever, something like that. But yeah, so Starwin has been trying it on the 360, and that has apparently been going pretty well. The load times, as you would kind of expect, for the difference between the 360 and the PS3, is that the 360 is a little bit more stable. So yeah. What's the PS3 world record? Or did Vex? Did Vex this time 39:15? Is this on 360? I don't know. Well, we're gonna need to split out Speedrun, because there are like substantial hardware differences, so we'll probably need to split out PS3 versus 360. Stable is the wrong word, it just performs better. Yeah, stable is the wrong word. Performs better. Things were better basically, the 360 was a lot easier to develop for than the PS3, so even though the PS3 had technically superior hardware, everything ran better on the 360 for the most part. 39:15 is on the Xbox 360. Okay. All right. It performs better, but it crashes pretty bad. Interesting. I'm personally probably not going to move over to doing things on the 360 version, particularly for I'm gonna hold my course. I'm gonna hold my course for GDQ. We'll mention the 360 stuff, but also the fact that the 360 is less stable and more prone to crashing, which Vex and Starwin have both confirmed, is that would then be a reason to maybe not do the 360 version at GDQ. So that's that. And I'm just kind of rambling now, so I don't remember what else we had to talk about, so maybe we'll just jump in here. I have been doing a little bit of practice. I've been I was trying to do comparisons. I was trying to do chapter 1 comparisons, the zombie herding versus not zombie herding, and yeah, I didn't get around to doing the actual comparisons because I was doing well. Actually, wait, no, now I remember. I did have something else that I needed to show. So let's take a look at this. Here is a thing that I captured earlier. We're gonna go find it. It's gonna be in this folder, and it is, I believe, this.
All right, this is
no, that's not it. Okay, so what happened was I was running, I was doing the Marcello herding, and after I got to the, here, let me mute this. I don't know if there's any sound with that actually. So what wound up happening was Marcello wound up glitching out at the door with the lock, and he wound up just standing there. And it took me a bit to really process that he wasn't moving, and so it wasn't until we got to that door that I noticed that he was like just teleporting to his next spot and then standing there, and had the foresight to then hit record. And so you'll see, so he isn't there. He didn't come out of that room, and he's going to not show up again for a while now. So we'll put Amy into the vent and do all of this, and there will be no Marcello to interfere with us in any way. Here, I'll mute this because I don't know what this is. Actually, I don't know what it sounds like. And so yeah, so no Marcello. We get to this gate, and I believe somewhere in here I hear him. So he says run for it. I believe when he says run for it, that's when he sort of popped back into existence. I just kind of kept going and ignored him because I wanted to see if maybe he would stay like super glitched out and just pop into existence at the end of the hallway here. But it looks like, because we'll go around the corner, and I didn't bother closing the gate because I had no idea where he was, and so I'll swing the camera around here, and there he is. So he did pop up back there, and eventually, but so he was just whatever, like, I don't know. So I'm wondering if that's replicable, or if it's just kind of a nice thing that maybe happens sometimes. So yeah, so that was the thing. That was the thing that happened. That happened to me. That was the thing that happened to me earlier. Was Marcello just standing in a corner, and yeah. All right, so we'll see. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can recreate that. I'm gonna see what happens, but you know what? Let's get into this. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it's about 7 seconds. 6, 7. There's the 6 seconds on a fresh. If you restart the game, so if you don't restart the game, it's 7 seconds to the first. It's 7 seconds to the train, and if you do restart the game, it's only 6. So. So yeah. Oh, I guess I should at least a little bit practice the script. So this is Amy, brought to us by Vector Cell, published by Lexus Numerique in 2012. It is an incomplete game. In the cutscene that we just skipped there, what happens is Lana, our player protagonist, is kidnapping / escorting / rescuing Amy out of the facility.
Amy, where are you?
And that audio is a little bit loud on my end, so I'm going to turn that down in a bit here, and that should That should soft lock. No, that should hard lock the game. Okay, cool, rad, awesome. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, good time for that to happen. So I'm gonna walk over to my PS3 and reset it at the source. It really is a beautiful night for Amy speedrunning. We'll just wait for that to spin up. Okay, so what happened there? What I suspect happened there. So this is a thing that I found a couple weeks ago. And there we go. We can hear it. We can hear it firing back up. So this is a thing that I found a couple weeks ago. Is that when you're climbing down, so you know there's the cutscene of the zombie. So if you double tap start, it will bypass that. It'll skip both cutscenes. And I think what happened, I think the reason why it locked is that I double tap start like really fast. And I think that was the problem, is I went too fast. So we'll just reset. So the reason that works there, is that you have a skippable cutscene back to back with an unskippable cutscene. And for whatever reason, that specific combination of things allows for you to input a cutscene skip in advance of an unskippable cutscene. So, yeah. TJ, I'm not a Jets fan. Like, I'm not a Jet. I have no opinion. I have no opinion either way on the Jets, really, at the end of the day. So, yeah. All right. Let's try this again. Let's make sure that we have our focus on everything. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip the cutscene. So welcome to Amy, 2012, Vector Cell, Lexus Numerique, Paul Cassette, Shaq Fu, Enforcer of Justice, all of that stuff, all of that. Shaq Fu, I'm really looking forward to bringing the world knowledge of the connection between Amy and Shaq Fu. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that is going to be a thing that people are really going to gravitate to. They're gonna latch onto that. They're gonna really just like, oh man, that's wild. And there's the sound. So we've got cutscene, and we're gonna try to take off at a sprint as fast as we can. And then we gotta try to pick up this board and steer out of the room without looking where we're going because it takes too long to spin the camera around. And there we go. No hard lock that time. So we're gonna want her to drag, so scrape, start the second scrape, and then we're just gonna let go. So we're doing pretty good so far. So what I'm hoping is that we can be like 3:45, 3:30 by the time we're back to the door. If we're 3:45 or under, then we're doing really good. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty really good.
Amy, it's me, Lana.
Hey there.
All right. Nope. There we go. Yeah. So now we just heard Marcello.
You ain't eating me. You ain't eating me. You ain't eating me. You ain't eating me. There's everywhere. Scrap, lady. You ain't eating me.
It's right around here that Marcello tries really hard to get back on his pathing.
There's everywhere. Scrap, lady.
And now Marcello sort of follows Lana a little bit. Oh, no, he got away. Oh, and also I died. All right. We'll try this a couple times. Like the problem there, actually, what wound up going wrong there was I hit the fence. I touched the fence. Don't touch the electric fence. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. We're not gonna restart in GDQ. This is one of the. I'm gonna have to 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna have to practice this a whole lot more. The fence is electric. When it works right, it's really funny. It's really funny. I mean, it works. It does work. It can work. Just don't touch the electric fence and hope that Marcello doesn't turn around and run back. It actually works better. So one of the things that I know, but I'm not necessarily that good at executing, is that the whole thing just goes better if you
Oh my god. What's going on?
Oh no. Okay. All right. How? Oh. What is going on? We're so close to the beginning that I just feel like it's like, oh, well, we shouldn't lose like 5 seconds to a pointless cutscene like right off the bat. So what we're doing, what works better is if you basically like just kind of keep shoving the zombie around is I think sort of the way to do it. In fact, I almost am thinking that I want to try to keep the zombie between Marcello and Lana, and then just keep kind of shoving the zombie and then shove the zombie around in order to herd Marcello. I'll try a few other things, but the chase method Alright.
Amy, where are you?
Oh
my god, what's going on?
Alright, well, we'll live with it. I should be out of the train by now, but... Oh, and then we got bonus zombie. Alright, we're gonna hit that guy once to take off half of his hit points, just so that later we don't need to deal with hitting him twice.
Amy! Amy, it's me, Lana.
Over here. This nice lady here really wants to find you. Squirrels can all go on and get away from all these monsters.
Come on, Marcello, what are you doing? Where are you going? No.
There's everywhere!
There we go.
Lady!
No.
Run for your life! You ain't eating me! There's everywhere! Scrap, lady! There's everywhere! Scrap, lady! Amy, I'll collect wherever you are. There's everywhere! Scrap, lady!
Alright, come on, Marcello, this way.
Run for your life! Careful, this place is where the infection is particularly
Nope, nope, over this way.
It's forced to go through. Go slow
Nope,
and don't
nope.
tire yourself. The sickness will get you quick.
Nope. Marcello, come on, this way. Come on, over here.
You ain't eating me! There's everywhere!
Oh.
Scrap, lady!
Where are we at? 3:30, come on.
Run for your life!
Come on, Marcello, just get out. No, he's gonna run. No. Alright. Oh. Yeah, so that's dialogue we don't normally hear from Marcello because we don't go over there. So... Can I turn up the brightness? This is what the game looks like. This is what it's always looked like. I haven't changed anything. This is just how garbage this game looks. When I switched to the actually like working capture card, and when I switched to the working capture card, I reset all of the gamma and brightness settings back to their defaults, and this is just
Amy! Amy, where are you? Oh my god. What's going on?
Dodged. Oh, I feel personally slighted. And now this guy again? Oh. Oh. It's a bad portent. Alright. We'll try hurting Marcello one last time. This is gonna be the last time that we're gonna hurt Marcello. If it doesn't work, then I'll reset and we'll do it.
It's me, Lana.
We'll just do it. The stable strategy. All Alright, come on.
You ain't eating
Scare
me.
Marcello.
There's everywhere! Scrap, lady! Run for your life! You ain't eating me! Run for your life! You ain't eating me! There's everywhere! Scrap, lady! There's everywhere! Scrap, Amy!
So the way to sort of herd Marcello is
There's
that
everywhere!
if...
Scrap, lady!
Alright, come on. No,
There's
over this way.
everywhere. Scrap,
Careful. This place is where the infection is particularly strong. If you're forced to go through, go slow and don't tire yourself.
Ah,
The sickness will get you
no.
quicker. The syringes will slow down the...
Alright. Not working. Screw it. We'll just do it, stable. Alright. No more jerking around with Marcello. We'll just do it. We'll just do it the stable way, and we'll move on. Moving on. And hey, maybe this reload we won't get bonus zombie, and maybe I'll pick up the stick properly, and I won't get stuck on corners getting out of the first room. I really wish that I had recorded that one earlier today where he got stuck, because it went really smoothly. It went really well. He just kind of went where I needed him to be. It was really easy to herd him. It does seem like when you get to that last T intersection, he biases towards going
Amy,
to the
Amy,
right
where are you?
for whatever reason, and I don't really know.
What's going on?
But, you know, he does, and it's a thing. So, I mean, this is so far off to, like, a really smooth time. Yeah. Nope. Alright, guy around the corner. Hey, sweet. No bonus Steve, so we'll just have this Steve. And we'll hit him twice. So we'll just take him out so that we won't have the temptation. We will avoid temptation.
Amy! Amy!
But we're now out of
Amy,
stamina,
it's
so we've
me,
been
Lana.
walking this entire time.
Hey there.
And it sucks because now we have our stamina back during the part where Marcello is gonna just,
This nice lady here really wants
like,
to find you. So we can all go on and get away from all these monsters.
so he'll run
It's the only
up
way
to
out.
this point,
Either
and now
way,
he'll
we
stop
gotta
here.
Follow me. I've got an idea.
And now he walks. So that's the point right there where all of this kind of like goes to crap.
Amy, come out, wherever you are.
And now that I'm looking at it, this is like
Genetic lock.
307, 309. Oh man, so even what I thought was like a good time on hurting him was actually still like 30 seconds slower. Okay,
Okay. Look
so yeah, hurting just actually isn't worth it, like, at all, unless... Yeah. I guess I really should have done that comparison earlier.
Great. That's the right DNA cell. Now we gotta go back to the room.
And train conductor in the way. That sucked.
Oh, this thing? It's a DNA synchronizer.
So he got just kind of stuck against the corner of the door.
Always a cab driver. I mean, I always been a driver, but let's just say that, well, I used to work for some people with connections. Anyway, this thing can get you through all these fancy new DNA locks. It just needs to find the sample of DNA of the person it's authorized to let in.
Wait, no.
Denied.
Ah.
Please try again.
Fantastic! The juice is down. Now we'll be able to get through the grill.
Ah, that sucked. Oh well. We're just barreling forward. And I completely forgot that that guy's two swings and and then I overswung. Oh man. I'm disgusted with myself. Tiny mistakes. Tiny bad mistakes.
Amy,
Nope. Lost her on the doorway. Come on. No, come on. Grab my... Ah, frick. Ugh. 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 All right. 45, 46. I lost my rhythm. Gotta practice. Gotta practice. You gotta just grill it.
Amy, Amy, where are you?
Oh man, that time it had Lana just like a few steps down the hallway. That was weird. 18, 19, 20. Alright, around the corner, no Steve, normal Steve. Oh, overswung by one, that's alright.
Amy, 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 it's me, Lana.
That was, okay. I think I've restarted too many times and it's gonna start like really freaking out on me. I'm not gonna be surprised.
Really wants to find
We got this bonus guy.
He's gonna all go on and get away from all these monsters. Run for your life!
There's everywhere! Scrambling!
It's the only way out of here. We need to find a way to cut the power. Follow me. I got an idea. Damn, another genetic lock. Here, take this.
315 to, yeah, it'll
By
be
scanning the box with it.
315, 16, 17, 18. Oh, and I'm pointed ever so wrong. Okay. Well, I just lost like 2 seconds to that. So that's a thing. Thought I was lined up right, but I wasn't. Hopefully no train conductor this time. Or if train conductor, well, I would have heard him by now if he was coming. So he's not. So that's nice.
Oh, this thing?
It's a DNA synchronizer.
I suppose I can tell you a secret. With it being the end of the world.
DNA
It's always a job, right?
access granted.
I always been a driver, but let's just say that, well, I used to work for some people with, connections. Anyway, this thing, it can get you through all these fancy new DNA locks. It just needs to find a sample of DNA of the person it's authorized to let in.
No, no, no.
Fantastic! The juice is down. Now we'll be able to get through the grill.
The worst is when you know exactly what you're doing, but your hands aren't responding to you. Alright, let's go pick up Amy and let's just plow through this one way or the other, no matter how poorly it goes. Alright, get Amy out the door, and we're good.
Hello there, Amy. My name's Marcello, but my friends just call me Cello.
I gotta admit, it was really nice. It was really nice having Marcello not around.
You's a brave little girl. How'd you manage to hide from all these monsters? Huh?
She can't speak. She's not well. Push the button, Amy.
Hey, we all need to get to the hospital, little lady.
You did it!
Why don't we try
Bravo,
finding the
Amy!
phone first? I know where there's a whole bunch of them. Come on, you just follow me.
Alright. Like, it's a lot easier doing a bunch of things if you don't need to navigate
It's time to
around
have some
Marcello.
fun, Amy. Let's see if you can solve this riddle.
Oh, this little scratch? Don't
Oh,
let
man.
it scare you,
Oh.
Amy. I got it from my last client. Can you believe that? A regular.
Let me out.
I asked Mrs.
I gotta get away from him.
She up and sinks her
Teeth into me. 20 years I've been driving. Nobody ever bit me. Not even when I was driving the docks in Jersey.
No
No sooner do I get away from Mrs. Jenkins than your train comes crashing into the station.
I'm so proud of you, Amy. You
We're
did
almost
it.
there.
Wait for me with Marcello, Amy. I won't be long.
Oh, bonus Steve. Alright, come on.
Amy, you're such a brave girl. We're getting out of here.
Then these army soldiers started showing up. Phoenix men, I think. They started mowing these monsters down. Just my luck. I get knocked on the head running for a newsstand. I wakes up, buried in magazines and newspapers, and I see that everybody been evacuated. Everybody but me, that is. And well, the monsters. These
Push the button,
soldiers
Amy.
blocked all the I tried all of them. Then I heard you calling out for the little girl. I said to myself, no monster be calling out for a little girl.
Marcella just really likes to get up in your personal space.
Dear God, what's happened here? Amy, stick close to me.
Wrong one.
Run for it!
Here we are. No door is smart enough to beat Jello and his magic key. After you, ladies.
I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it.
Stupid last second jump scare.
There are soldiers in the area. I'm gonna see if I can get some help. You two stand back now. I'll take care of this. We're not sick. Just gonna see that.
Marcello, we don't know who they are yet.
Hush now. It'll be okay. You. Hello there! I'm alive! I'm not sick. Just a little beat up. I'm not infected.
1037's alright. I mean, it's not great. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Bye, Marcello. Goodbye. Goodbye, Marcello. All right. So moving into chapter 2 now. Chapter 2 is where we're going to start seeing a lot more speed tech. We're going to start seeing a lot more actual techniques and things other than just like, you know, optimizing movement and stuff. We're going to get some really fun things. The first major thing that we're going to be working with, and I just realized that my hedgehog is loose in the basement. The first major thing that we're going to be working with is checkpoint reloads. We're going to be abusing checkpoints in order to bypass puzzles, in order to get around deaths, and also to cut down on load times. Once chapter 2 picks up, it pretty much doesn't stop. It comes pretty fast and furious. So
Amy. Oh. I'm pleased I found you.
oh, hello, Clover.
Listen. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise.
Oh, she has found a stray sock. And I should stop looking at her and I should look at the game. Yeah, she's dragging that sock off and gonna make a little nest. This is actually going. This is going pretty well so far. We didn't accidentally trigger the ogre. Jared didn't dodge on us 700 times in a row. So I'm feeling optimistic.
That's a good girl. Bravo.
And we could probably get around the corner. Yeah. Oh man. Nope, come on. Nope, nope. There we go. So this is going to be our first checkpoint reload, and our second is going to come up very quickly. So this one is just a straightforward load bypass that reloading from the checkpoint actually takes less time than waiting for the next chunk of the level to manually or not to manually reload, but to reload in the course of the game. So as you can see, there's a bunch of assets that haven't popped in yet. So that right there is the time that we are ultimately saving. Now this one, on the other hand, is to bypass a puzzle. So by getting to that point and reloading the checkpoint, despite the fact that the soldier is still there to kill us, it's going to assume that we have done the things necessary to safely get to that point, and which lets us not go through the effort of luring the soldier out of the security room. Now these proximity mines, the intended solution is to walk through them quite slowly, as we'll see in the next chapter, but on this chapter they're buggy and you can just run through them at full speed and only take a little bit of damage. Now this airlock room, we need to wait for the next room to load. I hope you like that door's locked sound.
Amy, you're such a brave girl. We're getting out of here.
So unfortunately we can't bypass that one at all. We will be able to bypass it on the other way, the way back through. We also got lucky. There are two optional Jareds that can spawn in this room, and neither of them spawned on us this time, so that's nice. It means we just don't need to deal with them at all. We just need to wait for Amy, get her back. Sometimes she'll kind of stay in the room or towards the room, and that's we definitely don't want to reset. And sometimes she'll follow you. She'll follow you pretty far. All right. So we're gonna leave Amy behind. We don't need her for the next part, and ideally, if nothing goes wrong, we won't really see her for the rest of this level. We'll pass her, we'll say hi, we'll say hello, goodbye as we swing on past. But
John, the scrambler in the server room is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Go take a look at it, will you? Now we just need to find that server room, Amy. I'm going to cut the scrambler, and then we can call Ellen.
oh, sweet.
A scrambler is a machine.
Yeah, we're good.
Signals. Let's go. I'll show you.
Damn it! I was almost. Which one did I forget? Oh. It was that first one. I walked right through that first one instead of going around it. Ah, that was not good. That was a bad wrap up to chapter 2.
This
I'm wondering if I'm hitting the point where I've played too much Amy today. I've done too much practice and it's all just starting to blur together. That's a possibility. I need to practice that hallway. All right, good old chapter 3.
The Metros are on automatic pilot. There's one
Come around the corner.
15 minutes. You just
Get Amy her magic powers.
Take the North Line, 7 stations. There's an entrance directly into the hospital.
Around the corner, around the corner.
we need to
Up
get
the
up onto
crate.
the roof. You can do it. You did it! Bravo, Amy!
All right, send Amy up the elevator.
That's good.
Send
Now wait
ourselves
here. I won't
up
be
the
long.
ladder. Get into position. Tell Amy to go hit the button. Hopefully I didn't double tap that and she won't hit it twice. Summon that elevator and start our slow shuffle across. Oh, hello, Clover. What are you doing down there? What are you doing? Just snuffling around? Nope, not far enough. Not. There we go.
Lana? We've got this weird theory we're going over. It looks like the only people who are turning into these monsters are citizens born in Silver City. It's weird. Have you noticed anything?
Right, Ellen. I'll ask the next zombie where he was born before he bites me.
I think I definitely reloaded too many times without restarting the game. And that is what is impacting performance. And is why everything's running. No. Is she gonna... Okay. Oh, phew. I was worried she was gonna step off.
Should be able to cut off the security system. Ellen.
No,
it's
come
me.
on. Back
I
on.
found these. I think they're medistims. The Phoenix soldiers are equipped with them.
You've been shooting yourself up with those? How many did you take? You must be wired like a Christmas tree, Lana. Listen, your sleep cycle is going to be seriously out of whack.
Oh, come on.
Sleep is the last thing we're waiting for me. Damn!
I'll run that by the team. And see if we can't figure out a way to
All
You're so
Oh, that was a hot mess. All right, hopefully we won't have any trouble getting Amy down off of here this time. Come on, Amy. There we go. Coming with us.
Authorization accepted. Security system
All right.
disconnected.
Okay, so we're taking a little detour back to the beginning of the level here so that we can recharge Amy's shockwave ability, because the next puzzle coming up, it's actually going to be faster for us if we backtrack and recharge here than if we actually solve the puzzle needed to get to the next intended recharge point. So, all right, let's see if we've got any friends to do. Okay, we can ignore. All right, so unless these guys logjam us on the stairs, we can pretty much just run past them. That one was a little bit unfortunate because it did grab Amy and start doing its drain, and also then Amy did her fall off. And alright, we're gonna have to kill him. This is getting too obnoxious. Alright. That was unfortunate. So Amy has this oh yeah, there we go. Did it again. So every now and then, like this is on this specific climb, she will okay. 4 times in a row. That's cool. Where are you going? Where are you going? Get back here. Okay. There we go. So even though I'm holding her hand, she lets go and just walks off the platform. All right, let's. And also, and then we got the next glitch, which is that Amy's powers have also disappeared. So we're going to reload at this checkpoint just to avoid losing too much time. We're going to just keep going. If you were going for a world record run, that would just be all of that would be stuff that you would want to just
I'll need to run a battery of tests
just
to understand what's been done.
that's that. But we're gonna.
She's become a cure for the virus. For me. I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it. Wait for me, Amy. I'm not going far.
All right, we're gonna open the gate, retrieve Amy, who's gonna be standing in this corner, being not particularly responsive, and we'll bring her over. And this is going to be a forced cutscene because we had to reload. This is now weirdly her ability grabbing animation is only a cutscene if it's the first time you've done it since a reload. Otherwise, Lana can walk around just fine during the animation. All right, we're gonna carefully line this up. So we could do all of these platforms, or we could just walk along the wire along the top. So we're gonna wait here for Amy to get herself out, just because it's very difficult to maneuver her through through there. And it also lets us force what hand Amy is holding.
You don't have to worry about the professor
Oh.
anymore. You just
And then
need
we
to
go
get
and
the
screw it up anyway.
And take it.
Alright. Well, if we've got left hand, then we might as well. So during this cutscene, you can see Lana swinging away in the background. This lets us move a couple steps forward. Oh. And there we go. There we go. Ah. Frick. Taking a drink, my #1 run killer. My #1. I've lost so much time cumulatively to hitting a checkpoint and being like, all right, take a drink, and then forgetting, even though it's literally every single time, forgetting that there's a loading screen, cutscene, longer loading screen.
Ellen,
All right, we're gonna
can you
send
hear
Amy
me?
down to the far side
Ellen.
of the train to go push a button for
Are
us.
you at St. John's Station?
I don't
Chapter
think so.
4 here comes pretty fast and furious. If it goes well, which I hope it would, I desperately hope that it's going to go just stunningly.
I'll keep you posted as soon as I figure
And so far so good. That right there is actually the hardest part. So we made it past the hard part of chapter 4. The rest of it should be cakewalk now. All right, we gotta push you. We gotta grab a stim. We need to pick up a stick. You're running around doing junk, so we're gonna ignore you for now. Get the key card. Alright, take out these two guys. Close this door. We're really low on health, but that's actually good for us because it means that our... Oh no, we're also out of... Made it. Oh, I have not had that happen where we ran out of stamina right at that point. That got a little bit terrifying. I guess it's from the changed order of doing things there that I... Because Letterman Steve decided to not follow me all the way and was
Do you
running
see
around in
anything?
circles, I went and
Can
opened
you
the
open it?
door first, and all of it threw off my very delicate timing.
Hurry!
All right, so this is a great example of games have implied rules of engagement. And so this part of the game, this is actually a really easy place to get stonewalled in a casual playthrough, because the game implies that what you need to do is you need to stand at that door and defend it until Amy manages to open it. But if you just question those implied rules of engagement and instead go stand at the far end of the hallway, then it actually gets very easy to just pick off the zombies as they feed in. So, the one thing that is likely to screw me up here at the start of Chapter 5 is that I'm trying to pre-input breaking into a run, but if things load very poorly, which I think we're fine. We should be fine as long as we come around the corner and this guy. There we go. We are fine. We are on cycle. That was not long enough. Come on. There we go. I just want to remind everyone that in the fiction of the game, the apocalypse was like 2 hours ago.
To just come up, Ellen, but we can't get through to the front doors. The passage is blocked.
Nope. Alright. Welcome back, Amy. Oh, man. Game is just running like... It's running like trash tonight. Come on. There we go. I mean, the game always runs like trash, but it's particularly bad. It's particularly bad tonight. Because of all those restarts.
They're scary, but I'm going to get you to the hospital. You'll be safe there. I promise.
Ah. Fine. Wait, where... Amy, you turd. Come on, just fall. There we go. And then a steam pipe. And then a steam pipe. And then a steam... Of course, a steam pipe. probably 44, 45.
Hurry, Amy. He's coming.
What are those rumbles? Oh, so the so Willem is already in. The elevator doesn't move. The elevator's not like a thing. It's just there. So Willem is just standing behind a closed door. Oh, come on. Oh. I don't... She just decided to stand still. Okay. Well, there goes my 44 minute. Okay, so what's going on? Like, all of that noise, the elevator is just a room on the other side. Willem is just standing on the other side of a locked door right now. He's already spawned into the world. So he's there. So like in theory, if I could like hit him through the door, we could get more. So like there, I actually heard. We actually like made. That was a pretty decent chapter 6. I mean, the time that it actually, like, worked. Would it have been a PB if you hadn't died at the end? It would have been... close. It would have been in the neighborhood of 44:18. I think it would have been a little bit longer, like 44:30. But yeah. I'm gonna just take I'm gonna take a short break, and then I'm gonna do another. I'm feeling up for another. I feel up for another. I just need to yeah. I'm just gonna take a short break, and then we'll do another. It'll be another, like, just through, unless something goes catastrophically wrong. So I'll be back in excuse me, a couple minutes. Ooh. 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 Hi. Yeah, save. Save. All right. What's this 11 mean? I don't know. I'm just looking at Splitty and it has, oh, I need to actually load this. Dan, why are you so spoopy right now? Oh, probably because I'm on a whole lot of pain meds. That's probably why. It probably has to do with the pain meds. I'm on a lot of pain meds right now. I'm trying to not be on a lot of pain meds, but today was a high pain day. So today it's pain med central. I'm reading all it. Vex sent me a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, come on, let me Twitch, it's a lot of stuff. I can't, it's a very tiny window. Chapter 5, you can ignore the first zombie. You go left after pushing the crate. Yeah, okay, so on chapter 5, the locker, I know that you don't need to reload at the locker, but the problem was, and I tried it, I think it was last week I tried it, or the week before, I tried it a bunch of times, not reloading at the locker, and just every single time I got killed by the soldier in some way or another, and it just increased the chaos of that that moment, getting in and out of the locker. It just increased it too much, so it's just I wrote it off as far, like, unless it can get stable. But I just couldn't get in and out of the locker fast enough to then also get, like, down and out of the way before getting shot. So that was what was up with that. All right. There's a couple things in there. All right. We'll try them. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everybody. Welcome to Amy 2012, developed by Vector Cell, released by Lexus Numerique, lead developer Paul Cassette, who you may know from such classics as Shaq Fu, Enforcer of Justice. So during that cutscene that we just skipped, the world ended very rapidly. We meet our player protagonist, Lana, as she is riding a train with the titular, the eponymous, Amy, a gifted non-verbal autistic child. Oh, I need to write a whole bunch about that. I do. As they ride a train on Christmas Eve, and Lana gives Amy a future iPad, which Amy then uses to draw a crude stick figure drawing of the end of the world, and then the end of the world happens. And we wake up on a crashed train.
Amy, where are
like
you?
10 minutes later?
God, what's
All
going
right.
on?
So we need to get this stick, and we need to get out of this room. And that went not well. We should be out of the train already, but that's fine. We ran around in circles a little bit. But it's all right. It's all right. We're not gonna reset for something as little as spending a few seconds running around in a circle. So the train crashed. Now, so this area being a little bit wrecked, you know, I mean, it makes sense. A train just crashed here, so that's understandable. But as we go on, we're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna be like, wait, how quickly did this happen? Oh, wait, when?
It's me.
What?
Lana.
What? So we are running from a place called the Institute. No, it's not the Institute. It's the Center. It's not the Institute. It's the Center. So Lana wakes up on the train. She's being blacked out for a while, and she's not sure where Amy is. So we need to find Amy. I know where Amy is because I've played the game before. All right, let's make sure we've got Lana pointed exactly where we need her pointed. And
Damn, another genetic lock. Here, take this. It's a DNA cracker. Start by
a DNA cracker? Why would a cab driver have a DNA cracker? Why? I think this Marcello bloke might not be entirely above board. Alright, so we have a number of pips down on our radar in the bottom right-hand corner. These are the DNA pools that we need to go scan in order to see which one will open the door. Fortunately for us, the answer is the same every time, so we can just jog onto the train and scan the conductor's blood. Also, it's a little hard to see because of the camera angle, but the conductor's body isn't there anymore. What? I think some hijinks might be afoot.
Access granted.
I mean, I always been a driver, but let's just say that, well, I used to work with some people with connections. Anyway, this thing, it can get you through all these fancy new DNA locks. It just needs to find a sample of DNA of the person it's authorized to let in. Fantastic.
All right, so
now we'll be able to get through.
Oh, come on, Marcello. Come on, get out of the way. So that got us out of the. So those mastermind puzzles, those matching puzzles, those ciphers, you actually need to solve every time, and sometimes it can be very kind, and other times it can be very, very, very unkind. That was a middle of the road.
Amy.
All right.
Hello,
So now we have met the eponymous Amy, and so we're going to grab her by the hand, and we're just going to drag her around for most of the game.
friend.
So Amy on her own is very slow, but if she is holding Lana's hand and Lana is sprinting, then Amy will move at the same speed. She'll move at the... And so, in order to go as fast as possible...
Hey, we all need to get to the hospital.
You did it! Bravo, Amy!
In order to go as fast as possible, thus, we want to be holding Amy's hand rather than waiting for her to catch up to us. Now, the controls for Amy are,
It's just like the card game you play in the center.
I don't want to say bad, but they are awful.
Don't let it scare you.
So, in order to sprint with Amy, we need to be holding down R1 in order to hold Amy's hand. We need to hold L1 in order to jog, and then we need to be spamming the square button.
No sooner do I get away from Mrs. Jenkins when your
Train comes crashing into the station. Oh, and we got a good shot of Marcello's teeth there. Oh, random jump scare. So one of the things that you can lose time to in a speed run is random jump scares that'll trigger an animation that takes a couple seconds. So you need to be spamming square in order to actually sprint, and then your thumb is using the left stick to steer, and nothing is controlling the camera because your right thumb is spamming square in order to sprint. So
Then these army soldiers started showing up.
it can multitasking can get a little bit tricky.
Look, I get knocked on the head running for a newsstand. I wakes up, buried in magazines and newspapers, and I see that everybody been evacuated. Everybody but me, that is. And well,
Push
the
the button,
monsters.
Amy.
These soldiers locked all the freaking doors. Then I heard you calling out for the little girl. I said to myself, no monster be calling out for a little boy.
Dear God, what's happened here?
Come on, Amy. No, grab my
close
hand.
to me.
Alright, so we need to work our way through this chain link maze. It may look like a good opportunity to cut some time to optimize your path through this maze. Unfortunately, at the far end of it, we need to wait for Marcello. So regardless of how well we do, we're tied to him. So it's a bit of a fixed time event. But we can recharge our stamina while we wait here for him to come around the corner.
Here we are. No door is smart enough to beat Cello with his magic key. After use, ladies.
I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it.
Shh. There are soldiers in the area. I'm gonna see if we can get some help. You two stand back now. I'll take care of this. We're not sick. They's gonna see that.
Marcello, I don't know who they are yet.
Gosh, now, it'll be okay.
Come on.
You two
Come on.
lie, just in case it goes wrong.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, that sucked. I tried to maneuver myself into position to get under there faster, but it refused to come up with the prompt. So all right, coming into chapter. Wait, which chapter am I on now? Chapter 2? Yeah, we're coming on to chapter 2 here. Chapter 2 is going to come at us pretty fast and furious. We're going to get to see some actual fun speed stuff. Chapter 1 we ran through more or less as intended, just doing it, you know, fast.
Amy. Oh,
Enjoy the francophone voice
Yes, they
actress
found
for Lana.
listen. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise.
Oh, I think I just killed myself by doing that a hair too fast. Nope. We're fine. We're good. It's all good. We're fine. Wrong button.
That's a good girl. Bravo.
All right. Whew. Okay, so this is going to be our first checkpoint reload. What we're doing here is we're actually reloading because it's faster to reload from checkpoint than it is to wait for that airlock to load the next chunk of the level. But we're going to have another reload coming up very quickly after we get control back. We'll go into this short little cutscene, and you'll be able to see that the assets haven't completely finished loading in. And then we're just going to open this door, push the guard, hit that, and then reload checkpoint. So what this is going to do is this is going to assume that we legitimately reached this checkpoint and is going to set the guard to their next position so that we don't need to actually go through the process of luring them out of this room. So then we get into the next airlock room, Similar deal, except this one we can't reload in. It's not a checkpoint, so we have to wait this one out as it loads the next very useless room.
Amy, you're such a brave girl. We're getting out of here.
These words from the great book seem truly appropriate today. For the great day of his wrath is come.
Fortunately, coming back out of the airlock, we can reload from checkpoint in order to bypass the load. Unfortunately, this is going to cut off Pastor John's speech, so you're not going to get to hear the rest of it.
DNA match. Access granted.
John, the scrambler in the server room is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Go take a look at it, will you? Now we just need to find that server room, Amy. I'm going to cut the scrambler, and then we can call Alan.
Nope. I thought it was gonna be. One of these days, I'm gonna have a nice clean chapter 2. And
John, the scrambler in the server room is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Go take a look at it, will you? Now we just need to find that server room, Amy.
We'll try to bring Amy with us, and basically as far as she'll come is good. Also, with the reload there, it changes our path just a little bit. Now, honestly, coming out of that door, it should have triggered a shove. It really should have. That should have been a shove. I should have made it out of the door that time. But I was at like just the wrong angle of incident relative to the soldier. It was just a little bit too far off to trigger the shove. I was colliding instead of colliding with the soldier, I was colliding with the door frame, and yeah.
Ellen's cut off.
The metros are on automatic pilot. There's one running every 15 minutes. You just need to get down to one. Take the North Line, 7 stations. There's an entrance directly into the hospital.
Okay, Amy. We need to get up onto the roof. You can do it.
no idea where the heck she was
Bravo,
thinking.
Amy!
That's good. Now wait here. I won't be long.
This run, okay, where are we at? 21 minutes, and I'm crossing the thing. 1834 for finishing chapter 2 is it's actually not that bad, even with the death. I just really want to see what my run would be
Lana?
if I could
Theory we're going over. It looks like the only people
not
who
have
are
a
turning
death.
into these monsters are citizens born in Silver City. It's weird. Have you noticed anything?
Right, Ellen. I'll ask... should be able to cut off the security system with this card. They were waiting for me. Damn!
No, come on. Stop getting stuck on the I-beam.
I'm so sorry to put you through all this, Amy. You're so brave. Thank you.
All right. Well, all of the Jareds down. So and nice clean jump from
Security
Amy.
system
Come on.
disconnected.
Lana, have you been developing any symptoms?
Amy's
come on.
telekinetic powers are increasing, Ellen.
Oh,
They're
come
more
on.
powerful
Grab-
than her best scores in the center, by at least a magnitude.
I'll need to run a battery of tests to understand what's been done to her. You're certain that she's showing no signs of infection?
No, it's the opposite. He tells me every time I get sick. But you're... I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it. Wait for me, Amy. I'm not going far.
Vex says ignoring the Jareds isn't that dangerous, and yet, every single time I have ignored them on stream, it has screwed me over, and it has screwed me over hard. Every single time. Every single time I have ignored them on stream, I have gotten boned hard and lost a lot of time. No, Amy, where are you? Amy, why are you over there? I told you to come over here by the door. Alright, good night, Vex. Congrats on your reclaimed world record. Congratulations again. And then I fall off. Alright, alright. Line it up. No, 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 no. There we go. We're good, we're good.
Don't have to worry about the pressure anymore. You just need to get to Ed. I'm taking you.
Report! Red team, report! Sector clear. No sign of target.
Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. No, go back.
Ellen, can you hear me? Ellen!
Rhoda, are you at St. John's Station?
I don't think so. The train has stopped.
Can you tell us where you are. Give me a clue or something,
Alright.
and I'll give you directions. You can't be far from St. John's.
Okay, I'll keep... Amy, do you see anything? Can you open it?
Alright. Oh, man. Oh, my brains are all fuzzy. My brains are all foggy. Fuzzy and foggy. Alright, one guy. There's two. Come on, number two. Come on. Yeah. There's three. And bonus guy. Alright. Oh. I was too early. Yeah. Better be early than late, I guess. Alright, so we'll try the going left, and then we'll also try throwing Amy off of the catwalk. I feel bad. I hope Vex isn't too... I hope I didn't... I feel like she feels called out. And... Oh, no. I shouldn't be trying things that I haven't practiced. Well, I guess that's what this is for. We'll see. I guess you gotta stand, like, over here instead. I don't think that doesn't save any time though, because you still gotta wait for. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not. No, my route's fine. Like, I mean, I guess it's pacifist, but there's nothing wrong with my route because you gotta stand there and wait for Letterman Jack to turn around anyway. Oh, and then, yeah, all right, I deserved that. Now, that said, running across that gap is an improvement. Oh, it's just frame drop. Okay, cool. Love this game. So well optimized.
Amy, I know they're scary, but I'm going to get you to the hospital. You'll be safe there.
That does work. All right, that actually works really reliably. That actually works more reliably. I shouldn't say more reliably. That actually works reliably. if you're wondering, yes, I can barely see what I'm doing. Oh, geez. Oh, that's a lot of them. Where is Amy? You're still standing there? Really? You didn't follow me at all.
Hurry, Amy. He's coming. $44.07. 44 new PB. Even with that, man, there's a good beatdown. Yeah. I got Amy to the doctor, and for the first time, I had the feeling that we weren't alone. If anyone could find out what Professor Raymond had been doing to Amy, Ellen could. And knowing what was wrong was halfway to making her.
Hey Vex, 4407.
Whatever he's looking for, he was willing to destroy a town to discover.
Oh man. No, Vex, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I had kept
I'm
my
sorry.
promise to
I
her.
realize there is a
but somehow I knew
there is a power disparity in that I'm the broadcaster with the greater control of the liminal space. The things I say, the things I choose to respond to, and the way that I choose to respond to them has the greater weight, the greater responsibility. I apologize if I made you feel awkward and called out. I thought it was a bit of banter, but in retrospect, it was not as banterous as I would have liked, and I apologize if that caused you stress and discomfort and so forth. Yeah, throwing Amy off of the scaffolding worked like a charm, really well, and I need to practice it. The swing dodge. I need to practice the swing dodge. But I mean, that alone cut a bunch of time. I am trying to figure out on Splitty how to like review splits. Because you can save, but edit splits. Huh, here, I'm gonna show you what I can see. So, here's what I've got. And if I go to edit timer, these are, for whatever reason, blank. Huh. Yeah, let me here. Come on. There we go. So, oh, I guess you can't actually see. Sorry. Then I realized that you can't actually see the critical part. So, I don't know. It shouldn't do that. Also, the weird thing is like when I go to okay, I think I just saw what the glitch was, or sort of, or how it was glitched. So what's been happening to me all night is that when I go to reset, it pops up with a like, hey, your things aren't saved. Are you sure you wanna reset it? And so I'll click save, and then nothing will happen. And then this time, if I click save now, I'm getting this green, you know, split saved up at the top, which is what you would expect, and I wasn't getting that earlier. So for just whatever reason, it was not actually saving. But I guess now it is, after all that. But then I really want one of these that will actually save like a run history, which I guess is actually what, oh, what's that site that everybody uses? Frame something. Crap. There's that service that people use. Splits.io. That's it. Splits.io. I guess that's what that one's for. Yeah, it is. It's Splits.io. I'm gonna sign off pretty quickly here. My brain is I'm not in pain, so that's good. But my faculties are feeling. Oh, that's one of, okay, yeah, there's a question. I have the same question when it comes to that other sites. Is .io, do they want, is it Splits.io or Splitsio? Like, is it Splitsio? Do they want you to say Splitsio? Just like, dang it, what's the name of it? The indie game site, which I actually asked them, what is, dang it, why? Itch.io, yeah. So itch.io, or is it Itch.io? And I actually asked them about this on Twitter. I like added them. I'm like, hey, is it itch.io or Itch.io? And they said either is fine, but their original intent was, oh dang it, what did they say? I think they wanted it to be Itch.io. But yeah, so they're fine with either itch.io or Itch.io. Yeah, I imagine Splits.io, given that they actually have the in-out. I mean, obviously, like, it's thematically appropriate with what they do to have in-out as their thing, and it's in their logo. So I would imagine that's Splits.io. But as all of us have pointed out, Itch.io or Splitsio is just a great thing to say out loud. Like, yeah. All right. So, timeline right now, we're still on sort of the timeline for the same timeline that we were on last week. We are shooting the 50 Shades video on Friday, maybe with some spillover onto Saturday, depending on if we get it all done on Friday. But so we're shooting it on Friday, so then editing will either start on Saturday or Sunday. So the 50 Shades video will be done sometime the following week, depending on how long editing takes. And it's a big one, so editing might take a few days. It might be as early as Wednesday or as late as Friday. Because this one is so big and important, I'm probably going to get a bunch of other people to take a look at it. So even if I'm like technically done on Wednesday, I'll probably send it out for feedback to some people, and then take another day to like think about it and whatnot. So maybe Friday, but that means that next Wednesday, it will either be out or it will be near out. And then once it's out into the wild, it's focusing on this. It's focusing on getting the Amy run. I'm going to take a couple days and go back through past runs and construct the script from that. And so 2 weeks from now is going to be the debut of the first draft of the actual GDQ run. And yeah. All right. So, that's the timeline. That's the timeline. That's the timeline. I don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm pretty scrambled and scattered. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry if tonight was down at times. I'm feeling a bit down because I'm hopped up on pain meds and I made someone else feel bad, and that makes me feel bad. And it's probably going to take me a bit to get over it. So I need to go get some sleep. But thank you everybody for coming out, and we will see you all soon. Monday, maybe next week, maybe the week after. Any which way, we'll see you then. Watch me quickly rearrange some things and just oh yeah, just wreck it all. Just wreck it all. There we go. Everything, there we go. Everything back where it belongs. Thanks everybody. Take care. We will see you later. And say goodnight to your pets for me. Good night.